Lucy Show. Starring Lucille Ball. Co-starring Gail Gordon.
Mrs. Carmichael?
Yes, sir?
Why is this vending machine circular on my desk?
Oh, because I thought it would be very nice if we had an apple machine outside for the employees.
No. We already have a cigarette machine, a candy machine, a coffee machine, and a soft drink dispenser. This place is supposed to look like a bank, not a penny arcade.
Yes, sir, but we could put the apple dispenser where the customers can't see it. Look, I've drawn a diagram. See, now, here is the employee's exit, and here's the back entrance and the stairs that lead to the vault. Now, we can put it right there against the back wall.
No, there is enough goofing off around here as it is. This is a place of business. We are here to work, not to eat and drink. So, get to work.
Yes, sir.
And get me a cup of coffee. May I help you?
The teller says I have to have this out-of-state check okayed by one of the bank's officers.
Oh, I see. Washington, D.C.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any identification?
Right here.
Oh, a federal officer. Well, the bank is very happy to be of service, sir. There you are.
Say, maybe I can do the bank a service.
Oh?
There's a lot of counterfeit half-dollars going around.
Counterfeit $50. Well, how do we spot them?
They look so much better than the ones we're putting out.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Haven't I met you somewhere before?
Oh, I don't think so, no.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm positive, because I certainly would have remembered you.
Lane, come in here.
What's up, Chief?
Look what I found.
Rusty Martin.
Yeah, Rusty Martin.
Rusty Martin?
How do you like that? Big Nick gets out of jail tomorrow, and already he's got his girl working in a bank.
She must be setting up another bank job.
Setting up a bank job?
Would you mind telling me what this is all about?
Would you mind telling us what this is all about, Rusty?
I am not Rusty.
What's that, Chief?
A diagram of the back entrance of the bank with an arrow pointing to the stairs that lead directly to the vault.
I just drew that so I could show Mr. Mooney where to put the apple machine.
Come on, Rusty. You can do better than that.
I am not Rusty. I am Lucille Carmichael. Mr. Mooney can tell you all about me.
Well, you better have the right answers, or you can be put away for 10 years.
Tell him who I am, Mr. Mooney.
10 years.
Mr. Mooney, will you please tell them that I'm Lucille Carmichael?
10 lovely years. She's telling the truth. She's Mrs. Carmichael.
You see?
Well, she may be Mrs. Carmichael to you in the daytime, but at night when she works at the Club Domino, her real name is Rusty Martin.
Oh, no, I think you must be mistaken. I've known Mrs. Carmichael for years. I can vouch for her. As a matter of fact, we were neighbors back in Danfield.
That's right.
Are you sure this isn't Rusty Martin, a gangster's Moll, posing as a secretary?
Rusty Martin? No. Posing as a secretary? Yeah.
Well, I apologize, Mrs.
Carmichael.
Carmichael, yes.
That's quite all right. Anyone can make a mistake, and lots of people look like somebody else. In fact, you know who you look like?
Yeah, I know. They kid me about it all the time down at headquarters.
Well, you sure look exactly like them.
Not exactly. It's just that they're wearing vests again.
Oh.
Sorry about the mistake, Mrs.
Well,
Carmichael.
that's quite all right.
Boy, she sure had me fooled. I could have sworn you were Rusty.
Say, wait a minute. If she fooled us, do you suppose she could fool Big Nick?
What are you getting at, Chief?
When Nick gets out of jail tomorrow, he'll head straight for the club to see Rusty. Now, what if, instead of seeing Rusty, he sees Mrs. Carmichael?
Me?
Be doing us a great favor, Mrs. Carmichael.
Well, how? What do I have to do?
Your job will be to get Big Nick to tell you where he hid the money from the bank job he got sent up for.
How could I do that?
Bug Rusty's dressing room. My men will be armed and ready to crash in as soon as he spills the beans.
Gentlemen, that sounds dangerous.
Yes.
$5,000 reward.
But not too dangerous.
Sure appreciate your cooperation, Mrs. Carmichael. Will you do it?
Well,
$5,000?
Well, you think it over, Mrs. Carmichael. If you change your mind, you can reach me here.
Okay. Rosemarie's Model Agency.
Wrong card.
Lucille Carmichael, after giving the matter some thought, agreed to work with the federal man. That night, the federal officers took Lucille Carmichael to the Domino Club so she could observe and learn to impersonate Rusty Martin.
So I want to warn you, laddie, though I know you're perfectly swell, that my heart belongs to Daddy, 'cause my daddy, he treats it so well. Yeah.
You can't come in. I'm not decent. Okay, you can come in.
Hi, Rusty.
Who are you?
I work for the government.
Oh, you're from Washington, D.C.
That's right.
What's a nice guy like you doing in a place like that?
Suppose you let me ask the questions.
Oh, you want to ask some questions? What question?
About Big Nick.
Big Nick's been in jail for 10 years.
And you never went to see him?
How could I? They took away his visiting privileges for slugging another prisoner.
Oh?
Yeah, the other prisoner called Nick a dirty number.
Nick have a right to you?
Ha! Big Nick, right. He couldn't spell cat if you spotted him to see.
Suppose you know Nick's getting out of jail tomorrow.
Certainly I know. And after he gets out, we're getting married.
Congratulations. And how soon will the nuptials take place?
There'll be no nuptials till after the wedding. 10 whole years I've been looking forward to being Mrs. Big Nick.
Well, you sure ought to have a lavish honeymoon.
Yeah. Imagine me having my own honeymoon.
You know, Nick never did tell us where he stashed that $100,000.
What $100,000?
You know what $100,000. Isn't it true that you were in San Francisco with Big Nick just before the bank job?
I refuse to answer on the grounds it might incriminate me.
Weren't you with Big Nick right after the bank job?
I I refuse to answer on the grounds it might incriminate me.
Okay, Rusty, I was hoping you might cooperate, but I guess you'll talk better down at headquarters.
Come on, relax, handsome. Now, there's no reason why we can't be friends. After all, you're a man and I'm a woman.
What do you mean by that?
I refuse to answer on the grounds it might incriminate me. How about a drink, handsome?
I happen to be on duty.
Oh. Well, do you mind if I have one?
Go ahead. Oh, that's some Nick's old private stock?
Are you kidding? Big Nick's boys haven't been bootlegging for years. This is a real McCoy.
Huh?
Would you like me to pour you one?
Like I told you, I never drink when I'm on duty.
Well, I could fix you a cup of tea.
No, thanks. But I appreciate you being so hospitable.
Well, that's just good manners. After all, I think everyone should try to have a little class.
Rusty, if you care anything at all about class, why don't you stop working in dumps like this and getting mixed up with guys like Big Nick?
Ha! It's very easy for you to look down your nose at people like me. You don't know what kind of background I come from. Our neighborhood was so bad they had to tear it down to put up a slum. You should have seen what a tough gang of kids I went to school with. Our school had more teachers drop out than pupils.
Yeah, it must be quite a challenge trying to overcome an environment like that.
Yeah. But at least I'm always doing something to try to improve myself.
Like what, Rusty?
Like my ain't box.
Your ain't box.
Yeah. I put a quarter in here every time I say ain't. And I've only got 1 quarter in there. I've only said ain't once. And all the time the Big Nick has been in jail. Now, that's pretty good for a girl that didn't even finish grammar school, ain't it? Oh! Here.
This one's on me, Rusty.
Oh, well, thank you. That was very nice of you. Gee, I guess even a cop has his good side.
Everyone has a good side, Rusty, even Big Nick.
Oh? You talk like you're a friend of his.
If a guy goes straight, I am. Rusty, you can help Nick get a clean start in life.
How?
By helping us find out where he stashed that bank money.
Now, I couldn't do that, even if I knew and I wanted to tell you. Think of what Big Nick could do to me.
I have a way you won't have to tell or double-cross Nick if you'll just let me take you into custody for a couple of days. I think I can get Nick to spill the beans himself if you'll just cooperate.
Now, why would I want to do a thing like that?
So you and Nick can start your married life clean. The way I see it, Rusty, you got too much class to be buying pablum with stolen money.
Pablum? Okay, I'll do it.
That night, Rusty Martin voluntarily placed herself in protective custody. The following night, Lucille Carmichael appeared at the Domino Club, masquerading as Big Nick's Moll.
While tearing off a game of golf, I may make a play for the caddy. But when I do, I won't follow through, 'cause my heart belongs to Daddy. If I invite a boy some night to dine on my fine Finn and Hattie, I just adore his asking for more, but my heart belongs to Daddy. Yeah, my heart belongs to Daddy, so I simply couldn't be
'cause my daddy, he treats me so well. Yeah.
Just great, Mrs. Carmichael. Everybody out there thought you were Rusty Martin.
Oh, thank you. I just hope Big Nick thinks so.
We'll soon find out. I've got a tail on Big Nick, and he's on his way over right now.
Right now? Oh, dear. Oh, that Big Nick looked like a real tough cookie.
Now, you've got nothing to worry about. I've got a tiny transistor microphone hidden inside this tea bag.
In this tea bag?
Right in a room right across the alley. I'll be hearing everything that goes on in this room.
Well, gee, I'm just worried about Big Nick not knowing the difference between me and his home girlfriend.
Don't worry about that. After all, he's been away from his girl for 10 whole years.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Now, just be subtle and try to get Nick to talk about where he hid the money. And remember, the microphone is in the tea bag.
I'd feel a lot better if you were in the tea bag.
Don't worry. As long as I can hear what's going on, you'll be safe.
Hi. Who's there?
Open up, doll. It's Nick.
Just a minute.
Doll. Will you open up, doll?
Okay, you can come in.
Hiya, baby. What's the matter, doll? You don't kiss like you used to.
Oh, you've been away so long, Nick. I'm out of practice.
Well, let's do something about that. Let's make up for lost time.
Please, take it easy, Nick.
Ain't you glad to see me?
Sure, but give me a chance to catch my breath.
You know how long it's been since I've been around a doll like you, baby?
Yeah, 10 years.
Ah, you've been counting the days, too.
Yeah. Nick, how about letting me fix you a drink?
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay. What do you have?
The usual.
The usual?
Yeah, the usual.
Gee, Nick, don't you have any imagination? How can you go on drinking the same thing day in, day out?
What day in, day out? It's been 10 years since I had one.
Oh, well, I know, but you can still get stale drinking the same thing every 10 years.
Will you quit stalling and make me a drink?
Look, Nick, I don't want you to get loaded the first night that we're back together. Look, I got some tea bags here. What say I make us some tea? You sit down.
Doll!
What?
You learned how to cook.
Yeah, well, after all, we're planning on getting married.
Yeah. You know what I learned to do since I've been away?
What?
Read.
You're kidding.
No. They let me work with a doctor there, and before I left, I could read the whole eye chart.
Oh, well, that's wonderful, Nick.
Yeah, now I'll be able to help our kids with their homework.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look, Nick, now that we're getting married, don't you think that maybe we ought to know how much money we got and how to make out a budget and
Yeah,
everything?
it's gonna be pretty nice starting out with $100 grand.
What did you say, Nick?
So it's gonna be pretty nice starting out with $100 grand.
Yeah. You know, that sure was smart of you, Nick, the way those cops never found out where the money was hidden.
Yeah, we'll never have to worry about money for the rest of our lives, baby.
Yeah, I still can't get over how you never let the cops know where the money was.
How could I tell them where the money was when I didn't even know myself?
You don't know yourself?
Ah, dumb cops. They keep asking me where the money is, and I don't even know. How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
You know, most guys say never trust a dame. But I couldn't have pulled this off if it wasn't for you, doll.
Oh.
Hey, let's make with the tea. 10 years I've been waiting for this moment.
What moment?
This moment. Come on, doll, tell me.
Tell you what.
Where'd you hide the money?
Did I hide the money?
Yeah, where'd you hide the money?
Oh, Nick, do you have to talk business your first night back?
Why not?
Well, gee, if we're going to be married, what kind of a marriage will it be if every time you get out of jail, you come home and talk business?
Oh, gee, I didn't mean nothing, doll. And after we're married, I won't come home from jail no more. With $100 grand, I can go straight.
Oh, well, that's nice, Nick. That's very nice.
What you doing?
Oh, I'm just trying to save the tea bag so I can use it again.
Ah, forget it. With $100 grand, we can buy all the tea bags we want.
Oh, Nick! Nick, how long will most money last if you're going to keep throwing away perfectly good tea bags?
Will you stop fooling with that thing and tell me where you hid the money?
Oh, Nick, can't we talk about it while we're having our tea?
Are you holding out on me?
No, Nick.
And where'd you hide the money? Where?
I'm trying to remember.
What kind of stall is this?
It's no stall, Nick. It's no stall. Did you ever put something away that you didn't want to lose, and you put it away so good that when you wanted it, you couldn't find it?
Oh, you better find it. Or maybe you need help.
Yeah, that's right, Nick. I need help.
Now, listen. Right after the bank job, I gave you a list of 5 of my favorite drops. I told you to hide the money in one of those 5 places.
I know, Nick, but that was 10 long years ago.
Which one of those places did you use?
The
Which one?
usual.
The usual? The usual? Mister, you're a genius.
I am?
Yeah. Why, those dumb cops never think to look for the money right here under their very noses. Here it is, baby.
Welcome home, Nick.
You!
I'll take that. Nice work, Mrs. Carmichael.
Mrs. Carmichael? Hey, Rusty, you get married?
Rusty's downtown, Nick. This lady works for us. She just helped us set you up.
You mean you ain't Rusty?
No.
Well, no wonder you felt so skinny. What's a big idea?
You know, Nick, being in possession of that stolen money can send you up for one more long stretch.
Oh, give me a break. I did my 10 years. You got your money back. And when I thought she was Rusty, all I did was talk about getting married and going straight. Didn't I, Skinny?
Well, yes, he did seem very sincere. He was really quite touching. I do think that you should give him a break.
I'd like to give you a break, Nick, but you'll never change. I spent my whole career bird dogging you, and the pattern's always the same. A series of crimes followed by a series of arrests, followed by a series of jail sentences, followed by a series of paroles.
Yeah, well, that's why I think you ought to give him a break.
Why?
Because you two spend so much time together in the same series.
Gee, what a beautiful sentiment.
Yeah, I'm really touched.
Me too.
So you see, no one is really untouchable.